Hey guys, this is Zach from Nobody Move, and you're watching Wheeler's Weekend Jams live and direct.
Wheeler's Weekend Jams live and direct.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in for another episode of Wheeler's Weekend Jams live and direct. Today joining me will be Mr. Zachary Krugman of Nobody Move. Nobody Move is actually a pop punk band from Chicago that was founded in 2011. They releasing their album Your Favorite Channel took the planet by storm, rocking live shows door to door, upgrading their sound to the underground. Check out their brand new single Hips right now on Spotify, and you actually could check out the video too on YouTube as well. Nobody Move is playing actually at Royal Skate in Lansing, Illinois, April 15th. Thanks, Zach, for joining me today. And how are you doing on this lovely day in Chicago?
Oh, thanks for having me. It's all right. It's another one of those days in Chicago where it looks good outside because it's sunny, but you go out there and the cold just hits you in the face. So
This weather has been on crack, man. Like the other
yeah,
day, it
it's
like
terrible.
snowed, rain, sun. It was insane.
Yep.
But all right, moving forward, I'm going to get right with it. Now, tell us the story of Nobody Move. When did you guys all meet? When did you form? How did this all create?
Oh man, the story. So let's see. Back in about 2011, it's always kind of been me and the other Zach Quackenbush, who is the guitar player. We always kind of did bands and stuff like that. We were in a hardcore band, and that was kind of like our first dive in with like playing live shows and that. And then we just kind of wanted to do something else, so we started this band, which had two other members. It was me, that Zach, and two members that aren't in anymore. And it just kind of progressed along. And then, after we went through a couple bass players, our buddy Zach was like, "Hey, I'll do it." And I don't know, we just kind of thought it was pretty funny that all three guys up front now, there's Zach, and Zach, and then we got our drummer Alex. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's always just kind of been me and Zach Quackenbush, and then Alex came along in 2012, so he's been with us. I mean, pretty much from the start too, and then the Zach guy recently, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. We all live in the same area, so just
What
kind of mutual friend kind of thing.
what area are you living in?
We are in the south suburbs of Chicago,
Oh,
so we are about I'd say about 20 minutes south of actual downtown Chicago.
I'm the same way. I'm in Hickory Hills, so
Okay.
I'm on the
I
south
mean,
side.
if you're familiar with where Lansing is in that, I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, that's
cool.
where we're at.
Right on, man. The three Z's, man. The three
Yeah,
Z's.
yeah. I mean, we always joked about Zach cubed, and now there's or Zach squared. Now there's Zach cubed. So
That's funny. You guys you're coming out with a new album called Science Fiction.
yes.
What is the story behind the title, and what are we to expect on this album?
Honestly, the story behind the title, we have a group chat on Facebook that we just kind of use to, talk to each other when we're not obviously in each other's presence.
Mm,
And the title is totally not, it's unrelated to anything on the album. So literally, it just came to us coming up with stuff in a group chat. And that's just kind of what came out.
Star Trek fans, Star Wars fans.
Um, well, we all are fans of Star Wars. Our bass player Zach Goncher is an extreme fan of Star Wars. So if he was here right now, he would be talking your ear off with Star Wars. So
That's cool, man. Yeah, pretty stoked to hear about it, man.
thank you.
I'm on a little sad note. You guys lost your drummer
Yeah.
last year, Tony. Um,
Yes.
that must have been really hard on you guys, and just being in a band and how to even where to
Yeah.
go. What's the next step? What was going through your guys' minds? I mean, obviously,
Right.
besides being very sad.
Well,
What
the
did you
th-
what was your guy? What were you gonna do?
well, the thing is Tony, he was out of the band back in 2012.
Hmm.
So, I mean, Alex had already, been the drummer for a while. So it was kind of weird. Actually, I was recording the current album that we're working on when our guitar player Zach Quackenbush shot me the text, and it was kind of like one of those things where like when you read it, it hits you before you even realize like what you just read, you know?
Yeah.
And it was, I don't know, it was just a weird thing thinking about, because I mean, we haven't really seen Tony in person since since he was in the band and stuff like that. We always kept in contact with him. We
Yeah.
were still, we were on good terms. Me and the bass player Zach Goncher, especially. Like, I mean, we were gonna go to his graduation party and things like that. So like, we still kept in contact. We were still friends. But yeah, it was just, I mean, even crazy to think about that less than 4 years ago, like we were in a band with him playing shows, and none of us had any idea, like, hey man, like, 3 years later, like, you're not even going to exist anymore. It's a crazy thing to think about for sure.
Yes. Yeah. I lost a good friend of mine too last year too as well. And like you said, man, it was a shot to the heart. It was one of those things where you read it and you're like, what? Like,
Yeah,
am I
yeah,
reading this right? And your body, the emotion, it just,
yeah. Like, yeah, before you even like process what you read,
yes,
like you just see the words Tony died, and like, like before you even read the whole thing, you just, like, no, like something's messed up here.
exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I'm sorry about that too, by the way.
well, on a positive note, I'm going to ask you a little fun question here. A guilty pleasure, I should say.
Okay.
How often do you listen to your own music, and any like specific songs that you really dearly love?
How often? Um, it's kind of a weird thing. Like, I feel like any band that says that they don't listen to their own music, I feel like they're just like they're being overly humble.
Yeah,
Because I mean, like, in all honesty, like, I feel like I listen to our stuff when we come out with something new. Like, for example, when we finished our last album, Your Favorite Channel, like, I mean, when I would get in the car, like, I would listen to it, and I think it's kind of a weird thing. Like, it's not really listened to as far as like in like a arrogant way. It's
yeah,
more of like a listen to, like, man, like, all the work we put into this, like, here's the final thing. Like, it's no
exactly.
longer like a project file on our producer's computer. It's not an idea. It's like a final thing that I can put in the car radio I can listen to. So I'll do things like that. Um, yeah, I
It's,
mean,
I mean,
that'll go probably for a few months after the album comes out.
yeah, I mean, it's the art you put into it. It's your
Oh,
art.
absolutely. And
You
like, yeah, it's almost comparable to like an artist who paints. Like, if he,
exactly.
he's gonna paint something, like, when he's done, there's no way he's not gonna sit there and look at it and be
Hmm.
proud of what he painted.
Exactly, exactly. Um, yeah, I'm a big movie fan, and I was talking to a musician earlier about, you know, if there was no music to a movie, the
Mhm.
movie would have no substance to it. It would
Oh,
have no,
absolutely.
the tone of it. And I was just wondering, if you had to compare your band to a movie, what movie would it be and why?
Oh man, if I had to compare us to a movie, oh man,
It's a thinker, man.
it's a thinker. Just off the spot, if I had more time to think of it, I'd probably come up with something else.
Yeah.
But I'm going to think of the movie Superbad, only because it's kind of like, I would compare us four to Jonah Hill and Michael Cera in that movie, because like, they're best friends, and like, it just shows like when they're hanging out, like, just everything they do. And like, toward the climax of that movie, they kind of like get into like a small fight, I
Yeah.
think, if
Hmm.
I'm not mistaken, and then
Yeah.
they end up coming back together. So like, I would kind of compare us to that. Like, occasionally we'll have our arguments, and then at the end of the day, we'll just hang out and be back to normal. So I'd compare it to that.
Who is McLovin?
Oh man, definitely our bass player Zach Goncher. He's definitely McLovin for sure.
That's cool. Awesome, man. Well, yeah, man. I was gonna say, if there's anything you want to say out there to your fans, and where to find you, the website on the internet and all that stuff, go right ahead, man.
Oh yeah. Well, I just want to start off by saying thank you guys for, I mean, doing anything that you do that relates to our band. Like, it's still a constant mind blower that there's actually people out there listening. Like, I mean, like you look at it and I mean, it's cool when like your friends, listen to your band and stuff like that. But like to think that there's actually people on this planet that like wake up and like listen to our music for just the enjoyment of listening to it. Like that's crazy. So thank you for that. Thank you if you've checked out Hips or if you're, waiting for the new album. We're finishing it up. And you can, follow us on Twitter at Real Nobody Move. And our website is nobodymoveofficial.com. And I think there's links on there to our Facebook and Twitter and things like that. So
cool. And you guys have that show coming up April 15th at Royal Skate in Lansing.
Absolutely. Yep. If you guys are in the area, come check it out. There's a bunch of cool bands on it. And I think normally we'll do like a ticket giveaway or something like that. So I think probably this week, if you follow us on Twitter, there'll be something on there. We'll probably end up giving out like 2 tickets. So if you're on the fence of going, then, maybe you'll get 2 tickets and come out.
There you go. Go get it, ladies and gentlemen. Go get them.
Yep.
Well, hey, Zach, thank you so much again for doing this interview. And for everybody who tuned in and watched this interview, make sure to check us out at our website at WheelersWeekendJams.com. Support us on our Patreon page at patreon.com/WWJ. And also, Wheelers Weekend Jams is throwing its first official concert this coming August in Geneva, Illinois. Check it out on our website. We got 7 bands on the bill. This is our first official concert, so we're pretty excited about it. We're going to have more. It's probably going to be an every year thing, so check that out as well. And dude, Zach, thanks again so much for doing this, man. And
thanks for having me.
Cool, no problem, man.
James.